Once upon a time, there were 3 princesses. Princess Mia, who wrote a book called Midnight Lily, Princess Amy, who wrote a book called Where Lightning Strikes, and Princess Katy, who wrote a book called Ginger's Heart.
Wait a minute. We're not princesses. We're romance writers, which means we have husbands and kids and pets and families and mothers who make us highlight the sex scenes so that they can skip them. But I digress. Mia, tell us what it's like to be a romance writer in real life.
Go.
Hi there. Okay, the question for today is, what does my family think about me being a romance author? And when I first read this question, a story from a couple years ago came to mind, kind of a funny little moment. I think my oldest son was about 10, maybe 11, and I was sitting in the family room, and he came into the house with one of his little friends from the neighborhood, and they were in the kitchen where one of my latest book covers, maybe it was Stinger, was on the refrigerator. And I heard his friend ask, "Do you read your mom's books?" And so Jack kind of hesitated, and his response was, "No, I can't. They're perverted." And I just kind of, I was taken back for a minute, and I kind of said, "Jack, you know, my books are not perverted. They're romance books for adults. That's why you can't read them." But I just kind of thought that was funny, and I'm not sure exactly where he came up with that, but I definitely didn't want that spread around the neighborhood that I write perverted books. I don't think they're perverted. But anyway, my family overall is very, very supportive, and I think that my kids kind of think about my career like they would any other career, something that kind of takes me away from them and keeps me on the computer for long periods of time. Oh, here's one of my family members now. I'm using your room to do a video. Is that okay? Mm-hmm. So I'm answering a question. What does my family think about me being a romance author? Do you wanna chime in?
Yeah. Well, I think when my dad, he'll show me book reviews, and I think it's really cool that, how people are so nice and supportive about my mom's books, and I think it's really cool that my mom's just an amazing person, and she gets this opportunity, and I just think it's awesome.
Oh, I got that on film. There you go. Thanks, guys.
Hey guys, it's Amy, and I was asked what it's really like to be a romance author. This is kind of a fun question and kind of hard to answer at the same time, just because it affects so many aspects of our lives. Writing is not just a job; it's kind of a lifestyle, I think, on some level, because when you do it as a career, it can be really consuming, and we're kind of living in our characters' heads all the time and that sort of thing. So when I first started writing, it was very much a secret. I was writing at nighttime, and I didn't even tell my husband I was doing it until I was halfway through. I think I was just a little bit nervous about what he would think. Not that I didn't think he would be supportive, but it was just more my fear that once I started this project, I wouldn't be able to accomplish it and finish it. And so I think I just kind of kept it a secret because I didn't know what was going to happen. And then once I told him, he was so excited and proud of me. Even if I never made anything of it, he just thought it was amazing that I had stepped out and wanted to try something different that I'd never done before. So with the kids, it's kind of funny because when I first started writing romance, they were much younger than they are now. And so it would be like, I'd be writing and they'd come into the room and I'd slap down the laptop to kind of hide what I was writing from them. And now it's kind of become where that they think it's a joke. They make fun of me all the time, and they'll come in and I'm looking for teaser images or images for covers or whatever, and they're like, "Oh God, Mom," they just kind of roll their eyes and stuff. But at the end of the day, it's really amazing because they are my best supporters, biggest supporters. give me so much encouragement to keep doing what I'm doing. You know, the wins that I have, they celebrate with me. And when I have disappointments, they're there to encourage me to keep going and, you know, just give me that love and belief that they have in me. So it's really amazing. I'm so glad that I've gotten to share this journey with them, because I think it also gives them just the confidence that they can do whatever that they want to if they set their minds to it. And, you know, I kind of have one of those jobs that you're like, wow, that's like crazy. I can't imagine that, you know, you'd ever be able to do that kind of thing. So I'm glad that they've been able to see that, and, you know, that hard work really does pay off, because I work here at home. So they see, you know, how much effort I put into what I do and how much I care about it. And, you know, I hope that that is instilled in them, that if they want something badly enough, they just have to work for it. So anyway, that's just a little bit about that.
Hey everyone, it's Katie. I'm sitting here next to my window. This is what I look out at as I work. So what's it like being a romance writer in real life? You know, I keep coming up with these questions, and then I'm like, why'd you come up with these questions? So I have 2 kids. I have an 11-year-old boy, Henry, and an 8-year-old girl, Caroline, who we call Callie. And you know, they're very proud of mommy, and they're a huge support system for me. I mean, they're such good kids, and I love it that they have seen me start writing. I started writing in January of 2012. I wrote my first book 9 months later. I sold it in March of 13. My first book was published in September of 13, and Ginger's Heart will be my 23rd book. So needless to say, I sit at my computer a lot, I write a lot, I tell them to make their own snacks a lot, and they are the most amazing children. They're also very proud of mommy, and you know, I know that they go to their school and they say, like, my mom put out another book today. And their teachers, I mean, I don't even know what they think. They must be like, oh, right, you're sex scene writing mom. Yeah, we know who she is. Like, I don't know. They don't give me weird looks. Well, sometimes, no, nobody gives me weird looks. But I do wonder what they really think. You know, my daughter, Callie, came home from first grade last year one day, and she's like, Mom, this boy in my class read Kiss Me, Kate. And I was like, really? I don't think so. She's like, oh, yes, he did. He read the whole thing, and he really liked it. And I'm like, I don't think so, Cal. I'm pretty sure he didn't read Kiss Me, Kate. And she's like, oh, yes, he did. He was very certain. And I was like, okay, agree to disagree. You know, I mean, and then there's my mom who, I love her so much. She proof listens every audiobook for me. It's got to be like pulling teeth, but she does it, and she's so awesome. She comes and babysits. Sometimes she comes and makes dinner, and my dad too. Like, not to leave out my dad, I just sort of make the arrangements through my mom, but like, they're so awesome and so supportive. But when I give my mom my books to read, she's like, could you just highlight the sex parts, or just put a little red X when it gets racy, and then I can skip it. So my mom has had to listen to a lot of sex scenes, but I don't believe she has ever like willingly read one, which is so funny. And then and my dad reads my books, and he always just like, well, good job, Kate. But you know, I don't know if he reads the sex scenes either. And my husband, I leave the best for last. Like, he's amazing. George and I have been married for, oh my gosh, I think it's 14 years this September. And he's like the best. I mean, George is a guy. He's like not going to read all my romance books any more than if he started writing biographies on like the founding fathers. I wouldn't be necessarily champing at the bit to read those either. It's just not my preferred genre of book. But I mean, he does all my taxes, and he's like constantly helping me with marketing, and he's just so good to me, and he's so patient, and he's so good about taking the kids and like just making my life easier and being like a true partner and a true friend. And he's just everything to me. I mean, he's my husband, he's my lover, he's my friend, he's my support system. This is amazing. So like, being a romance writer in real life, it's about balancing the work and family, and hopefully showing your kids that you had a dream that you wouldn't give up on, and making your parents proud, and being a good partner to the guy you love most. At least that's what it's like for me.